When you're looking at rock dusts for remineralization and adding to soils, what you want to ask for is something called float. That's generally what they call it. It's basically, when they crush rock, they blow water over it to keep the dust from flying everywhere. That dust is super fine rock dust, and that water makes it settle out, and they have settling ponds where that dust settles to the bottom. And every year or so, they go through, or depending how big the operation, every month or so, they might go through and dig out the settling ponds, and they'll pile up the big pile of dust, and eventually they have to pay to haul that off. So they usually call it float, or you ask for like the fines or the crusher dust.
It's like washed dust or something.
It's not necessarily washed. It's not. So what you don't want is a sand and gravel operation where they're doing where they're washing it. That stuff's much lower value. What you want is crushed rock operations.
Which quarry around here do you recommend?
I have not looked into it enough to make a recommendation. The Bricks Blend rock dust, which you can get from like Rock Dust Local, which is a company in Vermont who's selling rock dusts. His Bricks Blend comes out of quarry in Westfield, Massachusetts. It's hard. It's quite difficult to apply too much rock dust. I know people put down as much as 40,000 pounds, 20 tons to the acre. That gets expensive and difficult, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but 2, 3, 5, 10 tons is completely reasonable. But that said, you should get it tested, because if you happen to get a quarry that has a lot of, say, limestone or something, you might be adding something you really don't want to add in that quantity. So that's why, before you add a large amount of it, get it tested. That's why Rock Dust Local sells the stuff. His prices are quite a bit higher than what you could get it from the quarry, but he's already done the testing and he's looked into the stuff. And so you're buying the convenience, you're buying him already investing in the lab tests.
What was that called?
Rock Dust Local. I think it's rockdustlocal.com or .net. So most rock dust all rock dust has minerals, and whatever the source rock is determines what the mineral composition is going to be. And some rock dust, especially things like basalt, have a high paramagnetic force, which is this thing that's not particularly well understood about. You apply magnetism, and it basically takes on the applied magnetism, and it has some correlation with increased growth of plants and stimulation, and it stimulates biological activity. That's, and I could say pretty confidently. So yeah, you're looking for the best rocks are basalts, and there's a few other random minerals that are good to get in there. You generally aren't going to fix a soil test with rock dust. What you might do though is make sure your rock dust isn't making the problem on your soil test worse. So if you have high mag soils or something, you're going to want to try to find a rock dust that's not particularly high in magnesium, as an example.